I want to speak about another thing. It's called cultural appropriation. All right? Now, I understand some things of cultural appropriation. I would say that Super Mario Brothers, making a foolish little cartoon character out of an Italian, having him be working class, and for all the Anglos and the Japanese to play like he's a toy, he is a toy. Yeah, that would be racist, right? So would Little Black Sambo. So would, many other things. But as for, oh, you're a white guy and you listen to Calle 13, or you have the Saints bracelets on. First of all, Saints bracelets and the Virgin of Guadalupe, that's a Catholic thing. And it's also an Eastern Orthodox thing, right? And if you are a Mexican, if you're of Mexican descent and you're born and raised in the United States, guess what you are? You're not a Mexican. You are of Mexican descent. As for me, what am I? Oh, but they have Latino blood in them and Native American blood, and they're mestizos. So am I. Just so happens that half of me is Irish. My mother's 100% Irish. That people are like, well, that makes that, no, that makes the sting worse, because if I'm around people who are white supremacists, one, I get to hear everything that they say, and I get into a fight, and sometimes I lose. You guys remember when I got in a fight with the neo-Nazis? Actually, I should say both times. So that's a bunch of shit. Another thing is the rap culture from the whites and the blacks, who talk about, oh, spicy Latinas and all this kind of shit, and think, oh, they're the same, like some scumbag hillbilly trailer trash or ghetto trash white guy, or some black guy from the ghetto. Oh, well, it's the same culture as Hispanic culture or Latino culture, as if we don't have rich and poor among us. No, you guys are Anglo-sized Americans. Now, I live in an Anglo culture. I speak English, right? I speak English and Spanish. But, and I lived a great chunk of my life up here. But you can't tell me that since you have not a drop of blood. And what's this with many black people saying that they have either Cherokee in them or some Hispanic blood in them? Obviously, they don't know how the system works down in Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia. It's not it's not Anglo system, but it's, if you're black, you're black. You're there. It's like the American has no culture. That you guys need to just suck off of us. It seems like the like the Italians or the Russians, they know their culture and where they're from, or the Irish, but the Anglo and the Black American always try to scrunch into our culture. And people could say, well, look, no, I know who I am and where I come from. It's just a fact. It's a fact that I have Latino and Hispanic blood in me, that my grandmother was mestiza or mestiza. Sorry, this is a fact. I don't care about your feels. And anyway, you're not from South America. You don't get to judge. And there's many of my people in the corridor in Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil that are extremely fair-skinned, that look like me. And there's some populations that aren't even Latino, that are 100% Welsh, or 100% Basque or whatever. It doesn't all look like Mexico. And there's countries like Nicaragua. And Nicaragua is 100% mestizo, whereas Mexico has many Indians. Bolivia is mostly Indian, and Peru has many Indians there, as well as many mestizos. So the countries are different, and Colombia is different, and the big cities of Colombia are different. The big cities on the shore of Brazil are very different from the inner frontier and the farmland. So it pisses me off. It's very irritating. But up here, all you know is Cuban or Cubana, Puerto Ricans, Boricuas, and Mexicans, and that's it. And you still think Mexicans are from like LA or something. And they dress like those gangbangers. That gangbanger cholo look came straight from Los Angeles, and that's it. And it infected El Salvador after the United States destroyed El Salvador in one of the worst forms of genocide and ethnic cleansing ever. So all of that horrible violence and rape and gang culture, that's purely Anglo-American. Peace to you.